Hello guys, welcome back to Car Obsession and to another walk around. This time I'm joined by the brand new Suzuki Swift. So as always, I will take you around the car, talk you through the specification and give you my first impressions. Now for my regular viewers, you may be wondering where on earth I am. I'm at Pendennis Point in Falmouth because I'm filming a separate video with this car where I'm talking about fuel economy. I'm seeing how far I can go on a tank. So I'm a long way from home. As you can probably tell by the audio, it's very breezy here, so I will do my best to try and shield the microphone from the horrible breeze which will compromise the audio. So I've got a Transit behind me, so I can use that as a bit of cover. So onto the Swift. It is available in two trim levels. You have Motion, which has a starting price of £18,699, or you have this, which is the Ultra, and this has a starting price of £19,799. In all honesty, I would have thought for the most of you the Motion would be fine because that has so much as standard, and to be truthful, the Ultra doesn't really add a great deal. So you get 16-inch polished alloys, which you don't get on the Motion. You get electronically folding door mirrors with integrated indicators. You get automatic climate control, and you get a rear heater outlet. Other than that though, everything else you get comes as standard on the Motion. So yes, I would argue that's probably your better bet. Now as I'm at the rear of the car, actually I was going to show you the boot, I will do in a few moments. I want to talk about the design. Now when I first saw pictures of the Swift, I wasn't in love with it. I thought, Suzuki, I'm sorry this will sound harsh, but it seemed like a Suzuki Swift that you'd buy from Wish. A pretty decent attempt to copy it, but not the real McCoy. It kind of looked like a copycat as opposed to the actual thing made by Suzuki. That is merely my opinion. Design is and always will be subjective, but I think for me, one of my bugbears with the design are the rear lights. They just look quite aftermarket to me. I'm not a big fan, but let me know what you think, guys. Let me know in the comment section. Is the new Swift, is it a thumbs up or thumbs down for the design? I'd say I'm kind of in the middle, really. Yes, as I'm at the rear of the car, let me talk you through the boot, which, as you would guess, isn't the largest. So you have 265 litres at your disposal with the rear seats up. If you fold the rear seats down, that increases to, I'm doing this from memory, 589 litres. I may have to correct myself because I know it's 500 and something, but I think I may have got that a little bit wrong. So yeah, I've got a few items in here. So I've got a camera bag, that's just a few cleaning bits, main filming bag, and this is the jerry can of shame. So this is my backup. Actually, in fact, it's fallen over. That's my backup in case I run out of fuel on this fuel economy test. So yeah, the boot isn't the largest. That you have got quite a large load lip into the boot as well, but that's not uncommon for this class. So that's not really a negative. It's just an observation. You can tell that we're by the coast, can't you? I've got a heckler. I've got two hecklers now. Anyway, moving on before I get too distracted. Yeah, the coast, well, the sea's right there. So yeah, easy to see that I'm on the coast. Now, let's go to the front end. And again, I'm not a massive fan of the front end. Again, let me know what you think. I quite like the headlights. Not too sure on the grille. I do like this colour though. This is flame orange. A nice colourway. I do like it. Now, a few people, I've seen one or two people on the internet say that the bonnet looks like a toilet lid. A bit harsh, but I can kind of see where they're coming from. In fact, let me open up the bonnet so I can talk you through the engine before the wind absolutely obliterates the audio. So the new Swift is only available with one choice of engine. It is a 1.2 naturally aspirated petrol, which is helped out by a mild hybrid system. It offers just 82 horsepower along with 83 newton meters of torque, and as you would anticipate, performance isn't this car's bag. But to be honest with you, it doesn't need to be. This is a value for money, cheap and cheerful super mini. It doesn't need to have bags of performance. Now, will there be a Swift Sport coming? I'm not too sure. I personally don't think there will be, but we shall wait and see. So this will hit 62 miles per hour in 12.5 seconds, although if you go for the CVT, this car's the 5-speed manual, if you go for the CVT that will drop down to 11.9 seconds. Top speed in this car is 106 miles per hour, but what you're more likely to be concerned by is fuel economy, and that's one of the reasons why I got this car in the first place. Well, I say I got it, I borrowed it from Suzuki because I wanted to see how far I can go on a full tank. So yes, like I say, check out that video if it is live, or if it isn't live, be sure to look out for it. So this, on a combined run, offers 64.2 mpg, very impressive indeed, and CO2 emissions are as low as 99 grams per kilometre. Now it's worth noting, if you go for the CVT, the CO2 increases a bit and the fuel economy drops. Now, interestingly, Suzuki have been doing this for a while now. You can, if desired, have this in all-wheel drive, so you can get it with Suzuki's all grip, and if you want, yes, you can have a Swift, a Super Mini that has all-wheel drive. Quite niche to say the least. None of its competitors offer the same thing. I'm still surprised that Suzuki still offer this because they have been doing it for quite some time, but I think from memory Suzuki state that the all-grip version will make up around 10% of their sales. Now, if you do go for the all-grip version, be aware that is the least fuel-efficient one going, because you'll be getting a little over 57 mpg. Not a massive deficit, but enough to make a difference. Let me climb inside the car, because, yeah, the wind is probably absolutely smashing the audio. Speaking of audio, just take out my clip-on microphone just to make sure the dial hasn't changed. But I've sat down, pop it to one side. So the inside is quite familiar to the old Swift. Yes, okay, you do have quite a few cheap plastics, but that, again, that isn't a criticism, it's an observation. This is a cheaper Super Mini, therefore I wouldn't expect plush materials. The advantage is that these will be hard wearing, and yes, they should stand the test of time. Suzuki has tried to jazz things up a little bit in here though. You've got a matte, what kind of matte satin silver finish on the middle of the dash, and you've got these kind of cream details on the door card and towards the top of the dashboard as well. You've got a flat bottom steering wheel, which is quite sporty. Again, you've got that same satin silver finish. So Suzuki has made an effort in here. You've got nice gloss black detailing on the climate control panel. So yes, it isn't going to be as plush as, let's say, a Volkswagen Polo, but this is less money than a Volkswagen Polo. So yeah, it's all about the price point. Let me turn on the ignition. So as standard, you get a 9-inch touchscreen, which has wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. In fact, I need to be very quick because it will start to play my music. Actually, if I hit mute, it should be okay. Sorry about that, I just had to sort the touchscreen out. So this is the standard operating system that Suzuki uses, but of course you can bypass that with Android Auto or Apple CarPlay. The touchscreen is okay. It's not the speediest, but it's not the slowest. It can be a little bit laggy, but the first time, as you can hear, it didn't recognise my prompt because you didn't hear that noise, so that wasn't lagging the first time. I just didn't quite make the right contact with the touchscreen. I have found this needs a bit of a firmer press in order for it to recognise your inputs. But yes, 9-inch touchscreen, Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, as I've mentioned. You do get a reversing camera as well, but I think the ignition... Oh no, I don't have to turn the car on. That's the rear cross traffic alert doing its thing. So you've got a dog walker behind me. There's reversing camera, reversing rear parking sensors, but you don't get front parking sensors, which is a bit of a shame. But have I missed them whilst I've been driving this car? Honestly, no. So not too much of a problem in my opinion. Speedo kind of looks like a digital one. I think Suzuki have tried to modernise it as much as they can. I like it. I like the design of the needles. and that sounds really silly, but they look quite sporty, quite edgy. I know this isn't a sporty car, but I like the design of the instrument cluster, so that gets a thumbs up from me. As with other Suzukis, you do get the display in the middle that has various different things that you can play about with. This comes with a lot of safety systems, so much so that I'm probably going to forget them all, but you get autonomous emergency braking, adaptive cruise control, blind spot monitoring, rear cross traffic alert, lane keep assist, lane departure warning, weaving alert, and more. So you do get a lot of safety kit for your money, and that's all standard on the Motion as well. So don't think that you miss some safety aspects if you go for the Motion. No, both the Motion and the Ultra have the same safety systems. You've also got 6 airbags as well, automatic headlights, LED lights. So yeah, the specification is very good, and that's why I would say that you probably don't need to go for the Ultra, not unless you're really that fussed about having the climate control, or you want the different alloys. But yeah, I'd say the Motion would be everything you're likely to need. Let's talk about practicality. The door bins are, oh, be quiet. The door bins are of a decent enough size. I've been able to fit in my sunglasses and my camera case. You've got space for a bottle, so I've got a 500 milliliter bottle here. Fits in with no problems. 2 cup holders in the middle. As you can see, I've got my Costa cup in there. Other coffees are available, and I've got my water in there. You don't get a wireless phone charging pad, which I'm not that fussed about because I wouldn't really expect it for a car of this price point. But you do have a cubby where you can store your phone when you're, oh, sorry, that's better. You do have a little cubby there where you can pop your phone. You've also got an array of charging ports. So you've got your main USB there, which is the old style. Then you've got a USB-C just in there, another old school one in there, and that is your 12-volt socket. Glove box offers a decent enough amount of space. Nothing amazing, but I'd say it's average. Sorry, that's just a bit of rubbish. And then you've got a rather thick owner's manual and gump from Suzuki there. No sunglasses holder, but I wouldn't expect it really of a car of this price. You do get heated seats, which is a nice feature, but on a day like today, they simply aren't required. A cup holder for the rear. I will get into the rear in a few moments. Just make sure there's nothing else here that I need to discuss. 5-speed manual, like I mentioned. One thing to note, if you do want to go for the all-grip version of the Swift, that can only be had with the 5-speed manual. So if you want to have the CVT and the all-grip, well, you can't have it. So that's worth bearing in mind. Let me step into the back. Oh. Back into the wind. So as always, the seat has been set up for my height. I'm 6'2", so yes, I am of course a taller chap. Let me make my way inside like so. To be honest with you, the knee room isn't too bad. That's more than I was expecting, and interestingly, when I sat in this car, when I sat in the rear when the car was delivered, I had less room, which is a bit weird because the person who delivered it was shorter than me, so they must have had quite a strange driving position, or maybe I'm the strange one, who knows. But anyway, that aside, yeah, a good amount of knee room and leg room. Of course, if you're sat behind a really tall driver, that's going to change, or if you're a really tall person in the back, yeah, it's obvious. I don't need to say it anymore. Headroom, let's have a look at headroom. Just try and get the lighting right because you can't really see me. That's going to have to do, isn't it? I'm not blessed with acres of room, but I do have enough. I think if you were 6'3", 6'4" beyond, then yeah, the back of the Swift would be a bit tight. But to be fair, this isn't designed really, is it, for carrying large adults in the back. It's a super mini, so yeah, I'm not going to be too critical on that point because you have to be realistic. You have to think about the car and what it's designed for. You do get a cup holder in the rear. Sorry, I completely lost my words now. I don't know what happened. My brain wandered off somewhere. It must have gone somewhere nice. You don't get any map pockets in the back of the seats, which is a bit disappointing, but yeah, I'm sure you could live without them. It would have been nice to get some charging options for the rear passengers. Yes, I know you've got an array of charging ports in the front, but that isn't really much use to the rear passengers. It's going to be a case of having their phone there and continually asking the front passenger to get the phone, or they have to lean forwards. Yeah, it's not ideal, not unless you get a really long charging cable. But again, yeah, my point is it would have been nice to have something in the back, but hey ho. Now, I think it goes without saying, fitting 3 adults in the back of the Swift isn't really going to happen. 2 adults should be fine. 3 children could be doable. But yeah, really and truly, you're going to struggle to fit 3 average sized occupants in the back, but I'd like to think that's somewhat obvious. Right, let me climb out. Just see if there's, oh my word, that wind. Just see if there's anything else in the boot that's worth running through. Do get a hook there, but that's pretty much you lot. There we go, the brand new Swift. If you have any questions, please do let me know. Drop them in the comment section and I'll answer them as quickly as I can and to the best of my ability. There isn't really going to be a traditional review of this car. Most of my thoughts of this vehicle will come in my fuel economy test. So like I say, be sure to check that out. I'm now going to go for a wander, get some nice B-roll shots for the fuel economy video. But like I say guys, if you have any questions, please do let me know and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Anyway guys, as always, thank you very much for watching. Let's just get out of the wind. Thank you very much for watching. I do hope you found this video useful or you've liked it. If so, be sure to like, comment and subscribe. If you are subscribed, don't forget to click the bell icon so you get notified every time I make a video. But until the next time guys, be sure to keep up the car obsession.